Welcome. It's July 4. We're doing yoga in the yard again. It's early morning, so there's nice bright sunshine. There's bird twitter. The trucks seem like they have just left. We heard them just at the end of plank pose, but now thankfully they seem to be gone. Come to standing with your feet together, hands at your side. Inhale, roll your shoulders once or twice. Move your head back so it's aligned over your shoulders. Feel your shoulders over your hips over your feet, equal weight on heels and toes. And let's just stand here, eyes open or closed, it's up to you. Just come to your normal breathing. Now separate your feet so that they're hip width apart. And we're going to do some movement to the breath, just simple arm swinging. So for the first one, you lead with your hips, you turn to the side, and then when you turn back, your arms are going to sort of smack your own body. So you go like that. And just let your arms hit you. Inhale one direction, exhale the other. Sort of like a moving meditation with feedback. You have to do the breathing, inhale one direction, exhale the other, and at the end, you get the sort of a slap to remind you what's happening and to keep your mind on what you're doing. A lot of people find meditating when they are just sitting still extremely difficult, which is why we have things like, is that in the yard?
Labyrinth.
Labyrinths. You can walk along, you can sort of focus on where you're going. You do these movements. That's what Tai Chi, Qigong, those are all moving meditations, trying to keep your mind on what you're doing. And that's what we're doing in yoga as well. I want you to try to keep your mind here while you're doing your yoga so that this is also a form of moving meditation. We move and then we hold the pose. But when we hold the pose, don't let your mind wander. Come back to what you're doing. Focus on what you're feeling, adjust, shift, and sense, the stretch is releasing so I can go a little bit deeper if I want to today. And every day it's going to be different because you're not going to feel the same every single day. Energy level, stiffness, how you've slept, all that sort of thing, what you've done. So always you have to adjust for the day. Bring your toes back together, heels apart slightly. Lift your arms up, hit the clothesline. Interlace your fingers, point your index fingers up. If you can straighten your arms completely, do so. If not, keep them slightly bent. If you can squeeze your ears, you're looking forward, standing tall. Pull your shoulders down so that there's space for your head in between your arms. Bit of a shoulder stretch, and sometimes when we do warrior pose, this is where we put our arms. We're going to try that when we do warrior pose today. Right now we're practicing just the arms. The arms are straight, shoulders pulled down. You're trying not to sort of chicken head your head out from in between. Your head is still over your shoulders. Arms pulled back. And release. So let's warm up a little bit so we can get into a nice warrior pose. Usual warm-ups are forward folds and triangles, so we're going to do those. Hands on hips, separate your feet, look up. Keep that openness in the front of your body as you fold down, bring your hands to your shins. We've essentially just gotten up, so our hamstrings are probably somewhat stiff. As things loosen, slowly let your hands slide down your shins. Monica's found an eastern tent caterpillar on her mat and has gently brushed it aside. Then exhale, bring your hands back to your hips. Inhale, come up with a nice flat back. So by that I mean you lead with the nape of the neck and the back of the head so that you don't roll up. Do triangle pose, left foot forward, right foot back. Turn to the side, lift your arms. Soften the front knee as you fold and open to the side. Slowly straighten the front leg as much as you can. Straighten the rear leg. Trying hard not to collapse the arch on the right foot. And exhale, look down. Inhale, come up. Then just swivel on your heels and do triangle over the right foot. Then exhale, look down, release that right knee. Come up to standing, keep your arms out to the side. Turn back to the front. Bend the left knee, hop the right foot back. And then bring the left arm across the left leg and the right arm overhead for extended triangle. The blackbirds have found the feeders again, scared away all the goldfinches.
Goldfinches will be back. They've been around. They were there yesterday evening. Still waiting for my hummingbird you tell me we have.
He's come every evening except when you're here.
I'm surprised he doesn't come in the morning, but we should move it so I can see it better. Although if we move it, he might not find it. He'll find it.
And release, but keep the arms parallel with the floor. Just come up, straighten both legs. And we're going to form this pose over the right side. So you turn the left heel in, turn the right heel out, bend the right knee, arm across, left arm over.
Probably don't get much of this video because it's close to the tree. On the other side of the tree.
Release, bring the arms to parallel with the floor again. Turn your feet so that they're facing the side of the mat. Bend the elbows, put the hands on the hips. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Bring the fingertips to the floor. Bend your knees if you need to. Then we do cat-cow. So with the inhale, drop the belly, lift the shoulders and the head gently. Exhale, round the back, tuck the tailbone under. Do it 5 times with your own breath. Really feel the stretch in the hamstring in cow and the release in cat. And exhale, bring your hands back to your hips. Inhale, soften your knees, come up to standing. Turn your left foot to the front of the mat and step forward. Let's shake it out a little bit. Warrior one. Bring your hands together, step the right foot back, although it stays hip distance away from the left.
Or wherever you can fit it in one of the grooves on the
Hollows
ground.
in the ground.
The hollows in the ground.
Bend your left knee, turn your hips so that they're trying to square with the front of the mat. The right leg is straight, the left leg is bent. Now we're going to set up our hands like we had them before, if your lower back is okay with it. If your lower back is not okay, spread your arms to the side or come to cactus arms, whatever you like. Otherwise, reach up, don't chicken head through. Oh, I guess that blinking light top left is recording. Okay, I wonder what that is.
So,
No, I hope so.
hope it's not pause.
Or you're on mute. That would be very annoying.
Have you done that before?
No. Inhale, look down. Yeah, but I've never really watched myself do yoga before. Drop your arms to parallel with the ground. Warrior two. Tuck your tailbone under. Now drop your right hand down to your right leg. Turn your left palm up, reach up and overhead. And release. Lean back, forward over the right leg. Come up on your toes on the left side. And then keep your arms out to the side for balance as you sort of hop
come up
forward.
on your toes on the right side.
The right side, yep. And the left foot is planted. We're doing a balance pose here. We're going to do warrior three in whatever form it works for you. That right foot might still be on the ground or comes off the ground. Arms are out to the side, right leg is out. Here the ground is pretty uneven, so forgive me if I fall. And you can interlace your fingers again and extend to full warrior three. Whew. Release. Just come right back to standing. That's an added challenge on this ground.
It's one of those times where they go, good, I'm going to do the easier pose.
Warrior one, step back with the left. Sorry about the front end loader running around in the woods behind us.
The birds are trying their hardest to be louder, but
we did not invite him. That, and I aimed the microphone in the direction I thought would work best, but he seems to be active behind us rather than across the room. Warrior one. Inhale, reach the arms up. Stretch. The shoulders come down and open. Arms are straight overhead. Face and neck, forehead is relaxed. Release, come to warrior two. Keep opening up the hips in warrior two. The right knee is right over the right big toe. The left leg is straight and it's rolling open. So imagine the thighs rolling up and around. Try not to let the right knee track inwards. It does that if things are tight. Reverse warrior, left hand drops down, right hand comes overhead. Extend briefly back to warrior two and step to the front. We're going to prepare for warrior three. And it seems like we either get heat of day or front end loader traffic.
Don't worry about it. It's all right. I don't even notice it after all these years until you say something. I honestly don't notice it.
Yeah, but it's probably very loud for them. So bring your weight to your right foot. The left one comes back. You're on your toe or you're in the air. You're leaning forward. Arms are out to the side. Just begin. Try to straighten your right leg. Then bring your arms overhead if it works for you. And release. Shake it out. You're probably thinking that's enough standing poses. No, it's not. We're doing one more. Well, it's kind of a standing pose. It's kind of a ground pose. Step back with the right foot. Come back as far as you can. And then come down to the right knee. Extend the left foot out. Yes, we're doing splits. And walk the right knee back. Come to where you feel a stretch. And either hang out there with your fingertips on the ground, or for a little bit more, come up high. So that the weight of your body is pushing down on your thighs. Splits are great because they stretch the hamstring, plus they stretch the quad a little bit, but they stretch the hip flexor. And the hips are held stable because they're being pulled to the front and to the back. So they're actually relatively easy on the back. The only problem is there's no graceful way to get out of splits. I lean to the side, wrap my leg away, and then you can hear them sigh in relief, right? You can feel it. They go, ah, that felt so good. No? Okay.
I never liked splits.
Never? Okay. Right foot forward. As far as it goes, crawling with your own toes. Your left toes help your left knee to come back. Come up on your heel on the right side if that works for you. And remember, your legs don't have to be completely straight for splits. They can be slightly bent too. And then if you like, fell into a hollow there with my left knee. Up. And try to straighten that right leg. When you come up, you also get more of a stretch of the hip flexor, falling over to the side. All right. And release. We're already on the ground, so we're just going to stay here. Minik is showing us the pose that she would like to do next. So if you would like to go to a child's pose, go right ahead. Child's pose is actually a very good stretch for the hips and for the back as well. And inhale, come to seated. So splits are also nice because they are, especially if you come up like I did there, they are back bend, they're a forward bend, they're a hip flexor stretch, they're a quad stretch. It stretches everything in the forward and backward planes of the body. So we don't need to do any forward bends. We don't need to do any back bends today. So we're going to do some twists and some things for our hips. So for the hips, let's do the 4 pose. Right ankle across the left thigh, and then just squeeze it in or lean forward over top.
This is where I notice we're going uphill.
Yeah, no kidding. I just noticed that too.
Whoop.
Remember, if there's any sensation in your knee, pull your toes up towards your knee, engage your shin. If that doesn't work, back out. Don't stretch so vigorously. Because we're on a hill, we're going to do this on our backs. You guys do this on your backs too, if you like. So, Mick, if you can roll onto your back, and then I'll describe what we're going to do, how we're going to do this. So you basically build up the 4 pose while you're
Well, now we're swapping
seated.
legs.
No, we're still on the same side.
We're still on the same side. Okay.
And then just grab on it and lie down and pull it in. Gravity helps a little bit less here. You've got to use more arm and back strength. But when you're sitting on a hill facing the wrong direction, I think it's the only way to do it. Your right elbow can also gently push your knee out and up. And let's switch sides. Bring your feet to the ground. Left ankle crosses the right knee, and then pull it in. I like the chimes much more than the front end loader.
Yep. They could just set up all the piles in the morning and wait for the customers.
And release. Since we're on the ground, we're going to do a lying twist as well. Bring your heels together, your knees together. Try to keep your knees stacked as they fall over to the left. You have to move your hips over to the right so that your back is only twisted and not bent. Just do that shifting as far as you need. Bring your knees down, your right arm goes out to the side. And try to keep your knees stacked as long as you can. Release, come to lying on your back. Shift your hips back to the middle. Rest here for a moment before moving over to the other side. If you've never spent time outside lying underneath a tree just staring through the crowd in the summertime, I suggest you do it. It's wonderful.
Yep. I'm laying here trying to figure out how we're going to pollard the tree, where we're going to have to cut the branches. That is for next year, or after we're no longer living under the tree.
And release. Come back to your back. Straighten your legs. And pull in your left knee. Squeeze it in tight to the body. Now bring the left shin so that it's perpendicular. Reach behind it and around. Grab the outside edge of the leg, or the foot, sorry. Right hand on right thigh to encourage it to stay straight and as low to the ground as it can. And then pull the left knee down to the floor, keeping the shin vertical. The right leg will probably float. And again, you have to use arm and back strength here. Gravity's not going to help much. In yoga classes, they have 20-pound sandbags that they put on your foot. That's very nice. Really helps. Remember, you have to consciously relax your hips or else they will not let go. And release this side. Lengthen the left leg. Tuck in the right knee. Pull it in. Then reach behind or underneath the right shin. Grab the foot. Shin is vertical, left leg is straight. Pull the knee down. And release your heels to the corner of your mat. Extend your arms out to the side for corpse pose. And rest. Relax everything from your toes, the tip of your head, your scalp, the inside of your mouth. Just breathe normally. Slowly bring some feeling back to your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. And inhale, stretch overhead. To exhale, squeeze in your knees, round your back, roll around. Drop your feet, roll over to your right side. And then using just your arms, push your way up. Cross your legs. There's a way that you automatically do it. Do it the other way. Bring your hands to your knees or into your lap. Stretch through the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Take a deep inhale. Your hands together. Namaste. Thank you very much. And oh my goodness, if only every day could feel like this. This is not humid. It's not hot. It's breezy enough that the bugs are gone. Find me a place in the world where every day is like this and I will move there.
Excuse me?
Well, you can come along.
No. We're not moving.
No, but if every day were like
Okay,
this.
we're not.
You sure?
Yes.
All right. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hi, have a great day.